Hi everyone, Shane R. Monroe here. Now before we do our upgrade, let's make sure that your 3 games actually work, because you don't want to make any changes and then wonder if it didn't work before or maybe it broke because of your changes. Plus I want you to kind of get an idea and a little memory of what the old SD versions look like that were ripped from Laserdisc. So we start off with Space Ace. It's pretty low quality, right? All right, let's move on to Dragon's Lair II. We'll let this one run a little longer this time. Yeah, look at that. That's all grainy. Look at, oh my God, look at that. That's harsh. I've been looking at the HD versions for the last couple of days, so I've got a little different perspective. All right, and now we'll look at, of course, at Dragon's Lair itself. There you go. Yeah, you can see what I'm talking about here. This is low SD footage, and that's okay. It's what was on the Laserdisc. That's actually what was in the arcade, so there you go. Let's head over to desktop mode where we can actually get some work done. Now, I showed off these AI Eggman enhanced graphics ages ago, but there was no way I was going to host these things myself. Somebody took the plunge and actually posted them on archive.org. It wasn't me, but we're going to benefit from it. Now, you can use either Dragon's Lair 16:9 widescreen or 4:3. It's your choice. Both of these work. I'm going to use 4:3, maintain the original aspect ratio, and not get a cropped version of the game. For Dragon's Lair 2 Time Warp, you must get the 4:3. The 16:9 version does not work. So we'll do with what we can. We're going to save all of these to downloads. Finally, Space Ace, only the 16:9 works. Listen, I don't make this stuff up, okay? I spent days going through this over and over again. All right, so now they're going to download, and this is going to take a while because they're pretty big files. You should take note that you're going to need a little more space for these things. Now, once it's done downloading, I just sort of fast forwarded for you. We're going to open up the Dolphin File Manager, and we have 3 RAR files. These are basically like zips, and we need to extract each one. So we'll start down at the bottom, right-click, extract here in Delete Archive, and we're going to wash, rinse, and repeat for the other 2. Now, I'm doing them at the same time in parallel. If you want them to run a little faster, you might do them single if you're going to a slow drive, whatever. But in this case, we're just going to extract all 3 at once, which does take a minute or 2. So we're going to go ahead and zoom through this for you. 3 minutes, actually. Okay, so now all of the folders are ready. We've extracted the RARs. Now we're going to use the split in Dolphin to get another file lister on the left. On the left, we're going to put the home folder, and we're going to select EMU Virtual. If you use my tutorial, that's how you get to your emulation folder. If you don't have EMU Virtual, just go to find your emulation folder, dig into ROMs and Daphne. If I can find the thing. There she is. All right, if these are missing, then you don't have it installed. You have to stop and go do that. The link to the other video is in the description. Okay, we're going to dig into Space Ace first, and we only care about this MPEG-2 folder and this folder of video stuff that's inside here. Now, inside the Daphne Ace.Daphne folder, we're going to delete all of the old video files along with this .text file, which is like a list of the files, right? Because we're going to change the files out. We don't need that list anymore. We're going to select everything, all of these files, and we're going to drag them over here, and we're going to move them. Now, you could copy them if you've got the free space. You want to leave a copy back behind, but forget about it. Just move them. We're going to wash, rinse, and repeat. We're going to go to Lair.Daphne and find Lairs 4:3, go to the MPEG-2 folder, dig into the next folder, and there are the files. Once again, we're going to delete the existing video files and the remaining files that we don't need. Keep the 2 command and Daphne files you see on the screen. Once again, we're going to select it all, and we're going to drag it over and move. And we're also doing this in parallel, so things are a little slower. Now we're going to go to Dragon's Lair 2.Daphne. And again, Dragon's Lair 2 on our downloads, MPEG, yada, 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 and here are our files. Now, Dragon's Lair 2, the one that I provided for the original install, has a lot of files, right? It's not all just in one file. So you got to scroll way down. At the end of the day, you need to delete everything except for those 2, Lair 2.commands and Lair 2.Daphne. Get rid of all those. Perfect, just like we did on the other ones. Select all of these, and we're going to move them on over. So basically what we're doing is we're replacing all the movie files with new movie files. And along with those new movie files comes a text file describing all of the movie files. So that took about 2 minutes to do all of those movings. All right, now we have our 3 folders. Now we have one more thing to do. There's a bunch of Spanish language files in there. We want those gone. They don't work anyway, at least not without some work, and we're not going to set up the Spanish stuff today, so we need to delete them all. So copy this command from the description. Now, you know I don't like you guys running stuff you don't know what it does. So we're going to do a find from everything, the type of file name, matching the name *_ESP, which is the Spanish, and then delete. That's it. We just deleted like 40 files or something. Saved you a bunch of space. All right, now we're going to go back and clean up our mess, get rid of our original downloads. All right, now we're clean. And if everything worked out and you did everything right, now we can go test our work. So we go back to gaming mode, and we're going to run ESDE. There's our Daphne, and of course, they're still there, right? Let's check out Space Ace first. Now, the first time you run these, you may not remember from the last time, but the first time you run them, all of the video files have to be parsed. This takes over a minute, so I clipped it out. It only happens once. There she is. Yeah, it looks good, right? I don't know about the colors. The colors seem a little off to me, but I'll have to go back and double check. Let's check out Dragon's Lair. Just like Space Ace, it has to parse through all the video files. And we're going to cut that off 1 minute, 3 seconds later. There she is. That's kind of cool, right? Actually, that looks really good. Dirk looks a little red, though. Yeah, but it looks good, right? Dragon's Lairs never look so good. Big fan. All right. And, of course, Dragon's Lair II. Parsed out 1 minute, 2 seconds later. There she is. Time warp. And since we did get a good look at time warp last time when we looked at the SD versions, check out what the HD versions look like. These might be the best part of the upgrade, because the Dragon's Lair 2 source files were pretty nasty. I think they were hard drive compressed MPEGs. Look at that. That looks a lot better. Yeah. Anyway, so here it is playing on the Steam Deck OLED off camera. Looks great. I mean, the OLED looks just gorgeous. Am I right? And of course, we can't neglect the LCD. It still looks great. Just not quite as great, but it still looks great. All right, I think that's going to wrap it up. Listen, if you like what we're doing, like, subscribe, hit the bell, hype the video. You guys know what to do. I'm Shane R. Monroe. Thanks so much for watching. Take care, and we'll see you next time.